So, just finished watching Monday Night Raw, and this is probably the best episode they've done in about the last 5 weeks. But, still not happy with quite a few things that happen on this show. The Miz with yet another 20 plus minute segment again. Why do we get this every week? Do we really need 10 minutes of Miz TV that goes nowhere and then a stupid match after? No. The whole Nia Jax thing again. Now we're going to have videos of her slipping on water and looking like a fish out of water, flopping around. Stupid. We don't need this. Did they really need to bring Charlotte Flair back after 1 week of suspension? And now we obviously know there's going to be a power struggle between Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce, and it's kind of unsure who Adam Pearce is always on the phone with, but we know that's coming. The main event match, surprisingly, between Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman was really good until we got the interference from T-Bar and Mace, which really didn't make a lot of sense. I understand why Bobby and MVP got involved, because they didn't want Braun to win. They didn't want a triple threat match. It made sense. But why did T-Bar and Mace come in and attack Drew? That would just be helping Bobby. Or correction, that would just be helping Braun, which in turn would not be helping Bobby. So are they affiliated with the Hurt Business or not? Didn't make a lot of sense. This show was up and down all over the place. Probably the best Raw again in the last 5 or 6 weeks, but that's not saying much considering just how bad Raw has been. I saw a couple of people post it on Twitter, and I agree that it is really difficult to stay engaged in these 3-hour shows right now. It has been really for this entire year. I still don't understand why I'm doing it. Well, I'm doing it because, well, I'm trying to run a YouTube channel here that talks about wrestling, and obviously WWE Raw is one of the biggest shows to talk about every week. But it's getting more and more difficult to stay engaged with the shows, to stay engaged with the product. How a company can be putting on a 3-hour show that is absolutely horrid every week, yet their Friday night show, while not perfect and still having problems, is so much better. And it's the same group of people writing both shows. How can they be so dramatically different? I will never understand. WWE has got to fix things soon. We saw that they've been having a drop in the ratings after, a big rating. They had a huge rating after WrestleMania, the typical after WrestleMania bump. It dropped last week to 1.9 million viewers. I would not be surprised if they dropped down to around 1.7 million this week. We will find out possibly within 24 hours, Wednesday morning at the latest, what the ratings are, what the viewership is. But I will not be surprised if the numbers drop dramatically. Now, I do want to talk real quick here about Kenny Omega. And I will be the first to admit here, I came on here and said a couple of days ago there was no way there was going to be a definitive winner. That it was going to end up in a double DQ or something was going to end up happening where neither man, Rich Swann or Kenny Omega, would win the other title. Well, I was wrong. I admit it. They actually did a clean pinfall victory for Kenny Omega, and now he is the Impact World Champion. I think this is a huge mistake for Impact Wrestling. This is not going to work out well for them because AEW did barely anything to promote this match. And I'm sure the pay-per-view numbers were higher for Impact. I'm sure when we hear about it in the next couple of days that the buy rate is going to be one of the best that they've had in a long time, which is great for the company. But now your champion is the champion of another company. How is this going to end up working out? Are they going to have Kenny Omega appear as a Brock Lesnar type champion that only shows up for a couple of shows a year, is not on weekly television, will defend the title 2 or 3 times, and that's going to be it? Does that mean they're going to boost up the X Division Championship? How are they going to determine who a contender is? Is Impact Wrestling going to have wrestlers come over to AEW? They haven't really, outside of the Good Brothers, they haven't really done it yet. I don't think this is going to work out well for Impact Wrestling in the end. And if it really plays out that Kenny hangs on to the title until Slammiversary and a Samoa Joe or somebody else challenges him at Slammiversary and he drops the belt, what's the whole purpose of that? Why do you have the belt collector when obviously he's going to be going for more titles? He's not going to drop the belt anytime soon. I think, I put this on Twitter, I think this is one of the stupidest wrestling decisions made since David Arquette was named the WCW World Champion back in, 1998, 1999? And there's been a lot of things that have gone wrong in the world of professional wrestling in the last 20 plus years. This trumps all of them. I don't like this. I think it is a mistake. They should not be going down this road. I don't really think it's going to work out well. But that's just my opinion. I know there's a lot of you out there that disagree, that think this is awesome for wrestling. I don't. The quote-unquote forbidden door, yeah, it may have been busted open, but now having a guy that holds the titles for 2 companies, technically 3 if you count the AAA Mega Championship, this isn't going to end well. It's not. I hope AEW and Impact prove me wrong on this. This is one I would love to be proven wrong on. I really would. But I don't have a lot of faith in it. I really don't. That's all for tonight. I will have more. Might have a longer one tomorrow, but just wanted to share just some quick thoughts on Raw and obviously the Kenny Omega belt collector situation. Have a great night, everybody. We'll talk to you on day number 27 of the, well, for right now, 30 days of WrestleScope. That could end up changing.